Good morning. Happy Thursday. My name is Nioka Lynn. So today I woke up with the intention that I was going to do this video because yesterday I kept hearing in my spirit, love your enemies. What does it mean to love your enemies? Now, there's different lights to your enemies. I know that I've been taught that your fear-based beliefs are your true enemies. In the scriptures where it says that God will cause your enemies to be your footstool, that's the enemies that he is referring to as your fear-based beliefs, that he would give you victory over them. But then there's a different light, and I would say, I can't speak for everybody, I can just speak for myself, but it's been my observation that when a lot of people are talking about their enemies, they're talking about people that have come in their life and wronged them some kind of how, or are trying to keep wronging them. Well, I've been asked before, well, how do you really pray for your enemies and love your enemies when they are being so abrasive, when they've really come to hurt you? And it's something to think about. How can you earnestly do this? Well, it takes teaching, it takes understanding of the way things are, or the way things are within you and could be in others. So, what I do personally, I unpack it. That's how I process. I unpack it, I guess you could say. So what I do is I throw all the facts on the table that I'm dealing with, the facts as I see them. So say this person's come in my life and they've done something, and what they've done, I found out what they've done. So I have a choice. Okay, so this situation that is in my path, um, someone's trying to do something to hurt me, I have a choice. I can lash out. I can try to hurt back, you know, repay the deed with a nasty deed. Or I can sit back and unpack it and say, well, the spark of the divine is in everybody. I've been taught that I am not supposed to judge or condemn anybody. That takes work. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of shadow work and understanding, because just saying, well, this person hurt me and their intent is to cause me pain and disruption in my life. Well, the more you focus on that, the more of it you're going to get. And it's been my experience that if I let it go to the point where I don't give it so much attention, I don't get caught up in the misery of it or the fear of it, what I do is I pray earnestly. Now, don't get me wrong, I am human in this incarnation. So my first human response is one of agitation, disdain. I sit and I say, okay, I'll walk through a day or two thinking, how the heck did I attract this? I thought I was on track with this. I thought I was done with this. How did I attract this? Well, obviously, the universe don't lie. So obviously there's something that I need to look at. There's something there to get my attention for a reason. So when I unpack it, I say, okay, God, I know that you've taught me that I came into this incarnation, and yes, some of my soul family agreed to come along with me. Yes, we all have a soul family on the other side of the veil. We have a soul family. And after each incarnation, when we decide to incarnate once again, we choose a theme. We choose something that our soul feels that's necessary and for us to experience. There's an advantage to it for us to evolve. And so we make agreements. We make agreements with some of our soul family for them to come in. So they will come in with me, and along my path somewhere I will meet up with them. They could be a parent, they could be a spouse, they could be a friend, could be a neighbor, could be um, anything, a husband, a wife. Okay, so they show up and they play out their role in your life. So I have to ask myself, well, is this what this is? Is this what this is to teach me something else? Or is this a test at the end of a level to see if I've really leveled up? Am I walking in my truth or am I just talking about it? Yes. So after my initial agitation, I sit and I say, okay, it's not what happens to me, it's happening for me. How do I respond? Yeah. Now, understand that these people that come in with you to show up in your life on your path to help you um, experience whatever it is you need to experience to help you level up, they don't remember. They're usually unhealed people. What a life, huh? Talk about immense love. Hey, I love you so much, my soul family, that I'm going to come in your life and I'm going to live a hard life and be unhealed and toxic and miserable, and I'm going to try to make you miserable too. Wow. Wow. All right. So I unpack this and I realize all this. And I think, okay, so this has shown up for me to help me along with something. So am I going to pay attention and get all miserable and aggravated and stay that way about something that has wronged me, a situation that has shown up? Do I sit and really get all miserable about it and lash out and be fearful? Well, I could. I could. I have in the past. Or do I see it for what it really is and examine myself and let it go? Now, there are some people that'll show up that are really harsh. They show you the greatest lessons. And then there's others, like for instance, imagine for a moment that someone went around and spread slander about you, talked all kind of junk, okay? And people that don't know you, they've seen you around, they don't know you, but they chose to believe it. That's disappointing. They don't know you, but they chose to believe it. Now, do you get angry? Do you lash out? Or do you realize, okay, these are unhealed people, I guess, because they don't even know you, but something in them chose to believe this lie about you, this horrible thing about you. So what I do is I look at all this and I think, okay, this has come to see where I'm at on my path. I can choose to lash out. I can choose hatred. I could choose all sorts of ugly stuff. But in choosing that, I'm choosing to repeat, put the little quarters in the ride, go around again, go around again. No. Now, some folks that have shown up, I can say personally in my life, those people, the harshest ones, they've shown up. And when I've unpacked it, I see exactly what's going on. And that's a wrap. I'm done. Thank you for showing up. But that's a wrap. There's no more conversation. There's no more anything. I distance. And then there's other people that get caught up in that thing. Like the people, say, talking about you. They don't know you. They don't seem harmful. They don't seem harmful. So what do? Well, if you're around them a lot or occasionally, you show up and you be you. You show up and be the loving person that you are, that God has taught you to be, reminded you of who you really are. You show up and you be that person because that's who you are. And eventually, hopefully, these folks will see the real you. Now, is that to condemn the other one that caused it? No, no, no. Hopefully, there's healing. I got to be honest. At the end of the day, at the end of every day, when I jump in the bed, before I say my prayers, I lay there and I go over my day. This is a habit that I've gotten into for a while. I get in the bed and I think about my day. I go over my day. I think about the people that have crossed paths with me, how I spoke with them, the exchange of words, actions, whatever. I go over in my mind and in my heart. Could I have done better in that situation? I don't like, I have no expectations, I guess. I've learned not to have any expectations about other people's behaviors because I know that usually they're going to mirror something in me. So when I show up and I open myself up to whoever and whatever in the room, in the situation, and something abrasive will come my way, well, then I have to step back and say, okay, I attracted that. Most folks don't want to hear that. No, I didn't attract that. I'm not that kind of, well, something in you did. And that's what I've learned. And that's why when it comes to loving my enemies and praying for my enemies, I thank them. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe not quite at first. But like I say, at the end of the day, when I lay there and I think about everything and I go through everything that I've been taught after I've unpacked it all, I say, okay, I see. So what do? Every night when I pray, I say basically the same kind of things. I give gratitude for everything. That's my prayer. I don't beg God for anything because I know I'll ask God, it sure would be nice. I would love to have this, or it sure would be nice, for that or this or whatever. If it is in my highest good, may I have this? I don't want anything that's not for my highest good. Mm-mm. But I think about the people that are trying to hurt me or have hurt me, and I earnestly pray. It's how you love your enemies. You don't judge them. It's not always easy at first, but you don't judge them. So my prayer is, I pray for the love and peace of God to fill their hearts and minds, and I pray healing over their life. Yeah. It frees you up. And at first, when I first started to do this, I really didn't mean it earnestly. There was a great big part of me that was like, I'm saying this because I feel like I'm supposed to say this. But after a while, I meant it. And I do mean it. I do mean it. If I have distanced myself from a situation, I look at it like this. If there's a raging fire and I get close and the sparks fly and just flames just hit me and burn me, I'm not going to get close to that. I'm going to avoid that at all costs. That's how I see people, as fire. So those blaring, those big old bonfires that are shooting out flames and sparks to hurt, it's a wrap. I'm done. I don't go near that. And there's some, you kind of cozy up to a little bit. They're warm and cozy. But every once in a while, you have to back up because it's getting too warm, getting too hot. So I'd stand back. And then there's some that are just warm and fuzzy. You can just hang around. You can just feel the love and the warmth radiate off of them. So yeah, that's how I love my enemies. I pray for them. I pray for their healing. I thank them for showing up in my life and showing me something about me. So I honestly give gratitude. That's how you love your enemies. You don't judge. There's a spark of divine in all of us. Even the folks that have wronged you the worst, the spark of God, they are an extension of Source, of God as well. You don't know what their role is in your life, what they've agreed to. Give gratitude after you get past that first initial human response. And I'm proud to say that response is getting better and better all the time. Maybe that's why I keep showing up. Maybe that's what it is. I need to totally let go of that human response. Yeah. Well, I hope today, when a situation comes up or a person shows up on your path and agitates you, I hope and pray that for your own sake, for your own growth, you step back and look at it, unpack it. Use all the knowledge you've been given. Because here's the thing, it wouldn't show up unless you were able. Able for what? Able to handle it. Like the little video game guy going around collecting coins, you know. You're going to need that knowledge, everything you've been taught, to handle whatever comes up in your path. The situation wouldn't show up unless you were able to handle it. That's part of my unpacking. Well, my name is Nioka Lynn. I pray that you have a wonderful Thursday. I pray that you're enjoying your life, you're enjoying your divinity, you're using your gifts and standing in your light. Yes, walking in your truth. Whoever you are, wherever you are, have a wonderful day. Namaste.